Bring in today's political power panel. Amanda Terkel, senior political reporter for the Huffington Post. Morris Reed is a Democratic strategist and former deputy director of vice presidential operations for Clinton Gore 96. And Hogan Gidley, national communications director for Rick Santorum's presidential campaign. It's great to see all of you this morning, and I just want to get this right out of the gate because the DNC has released this statement in advance of today's event, and it goes on to say, once again, Mitt Romney is failing the moral leadership test. Instead of rejecting Donald Trump's birther conspiracy theories and divisive attacks, he's endorsing them by campaigning and fundraising with him. Hogan, I want to start with you. Mitt Romney has said that he doesn't agree with everybody who supports him, but if the president appeared with Bill Maher, who has said some really hateful things about Romney's religion, wouldn't Republicans be just as outraged?
I'm sure they would be, but I mean, this whole issue is a little bit ridiculous. I mean, speaking from doing these presidential campaigns, I mean, obviously he can't be held responsible for things Donald Trump says, but earlier on one of the shows on MSNBC, one of your anchors actually said that how could Mitt Romney stand next to a guy who could embarrass him at any moment? And I'm thinking to myself, well, Barack Obama could be embarrassed at any moment by a guy he made vice president. So, I mean, these things happen. You can't be held accountable for everything people who support you say and people who support you do. And this is just one of those deals where there are a lot of people who support President Obama who think
Hogan, are you really going to throw Joe Biden under the bus and compare him? Are you really going to compare Joe Biden, one of this country's most dignified and greatest political leaders that can cross the bridge, getting to both sides of the aisle, and compare him to a Donald Trump? You really want to say that?
No, I'm not comparing him to Donald Trump.
You want to compare him to the gap-tasticness of Donald Trump?
No, someone on your network said they couldn't believe that Mitt Romney would put Trump next to him.
Yeah, and you just said that the vice president
Joe Biden
is just as prone to be
president on many occasions. He has embarrassed the president on many occasions. This is all very, very silly stuff. I mean, look, let's get focused on the issues here. You can't be held accountable for what people who support you say and what they do.
It's one thing not to be held accountable, but it's another thing to thrust yourself onto the national stage with them, appear with them in what is going to be a millions of dollar cash grab in Vegas.
Sure.
I mean, shouldn't you speak up or try to put an end to all of this, as you call it, nonsense, get back to the real issues? I mean, Donald Trump is on CNBC this morning talking about just this.
But he has. He has disavowed the birther movement. There's no question about that. And Donald Trump is not known really for the birther movement. He's known for the economy. He's known for trying to turn around profits and make money in this country and live the American dream and help others do the same. And he thinks Mitt Romney is the one who can do that by turning this economy around, so he supports Mitt Romney.
Hogan, I'm a little bit surprised that you would come on here and defend Donald Trump and say that he's not keeping the birther conspiracy alive when he's just on CNBC this morning, keeping it alive.
That's not what I said. I said he's not known for that. If anything, he's known for the economy and trying to make money in this country. And that's why he's supporting Mitt Romney, because he believes Romney can turn the economy around. It's just one issue in a line of things that I'm sure Mitt Romney and Donald Trump don't agree on. And I'm sure that, you know, the president doesn't agree with a lot of his donors on the fact that George Bush was a co-conspirator on 9/11 or silly things like that. This is what we do going into the summer. We focus on ancillary issues that don't really matter because we have to draw headlines. I mean, viewership's down, readership's down at newspapers. We have to bring up these crazy topics instead of focusing on the economy and focusing on what we're going to do in this next election. But it's not the media bringing up this topic, Hogan. It's not the media bringing up this topic. It's Donald Trump. Why are you blaming the media about this when it's Donald Trump who throws this crap out there? I'm not blaming them. I'm blaming the media for for covering what he says to the movement. Mitt Romney has disavowed it. I've disavowed it. Rick Santorum's disavowed it. That stuff is nonsense. Let's focus on the last 4 years as president of Barack Obama and what we're going to do moving forward.
All right. Well, we have to talk about this, Morris, because birthers now turning their attention from the president's birth certificate to the college transcripts. And here's what Donald Trump, who had his time this morning on CNBC, brought this up himself. Take a listen.
What does he say about place of birth? Now, those transcripts have disappeared. Nobody seems to be able to get them.
All right, so do these kind of conversations really galvanize Democrats, the support that the president's looking for in the base? I mean, is this silliness, the nonsense, as Hogan would like to call it, nonsense? It is nonsense. Does it help to galvanize the base?
Well, it all depends on how the president handles this. I think if you're looking at it from an African-American standpoint, it's disgusting. I think that you'll see African-Americans that will be very hurt, and the way that African-Americans are brought up and all the controversy around how we brought here and our upbringing, this is just silly and hurtful from an African-American standpoint. So this could rally the African-American. I think ultimately this is going to hurt them with upper-middle-class white women who actually see diversity in America as a strength, who want their children to grow up in a multicultural society, learn a different language, look beyond our borders. So I believe that this could ultimately backfire on Mitt Romney if they don't really nip this in the bud.
Amanda, with Mitt Romney, though, appearing with Donald Trump, what are the benefits? What are the negatives? What are the positives? I mean, what does he really get out of this? Potentially, you know, some major cash out of Vegas tonight, but what else?
I think that he perhaps could reach some of the fringe parts of the conservative movement who don't really like Mitt Romney much, but I think the negatives of this event are a lot higher. I mean, he is giving voice to, I mean, while there are a lot of things we could be covering about Donald Trump, he is becoming more and more known for his birther views, and Mitt Romney elevating Donald Trump and holding an event with him simply elevates these conspiracy theories, brings them back more into the mainstream, including the conspiracy theories about his college transcripts. I mean, there are some very nasty undertones to these, as Morris was saying. In 2008, for example, Rush Limbaugh called Obama the affirmative action candidate, saying this is the first time in his life he hasn't had a professor turning his C's into A's. And so elevating Donald Trump holds a lot of risks.
Hogan, let's talk about Newt Gingrich, though, because he is going to be there as well in Vegas, sharing the stage with Mitt Romney, Donald Trump today. And here's what Newt Gingrich had to say about his former rival on Meet the Press over the weekend. Take a look.
I'm totally committed to Romney's election. I think given this economy, this level of unemployment, this level of deficits, it's very likely he will win, and I think that you'll see it pull away in September and October. I have substantial respect for his ability as a leader to do the things he has to do to get the job done.
All right, so here we go. We're going to stuff the genie back in the bottle on this because Newt Gingrich was the one that led the primary attacks with Mitt Romney on his Bain background, on Romney's jobs record. Is the prospect of Newt Gingrich on the stage with Donald Trump, is that this image, the Romney campaign, the leadership image that they really want to cast to the country?
Well, I mean, first of all, Newt Gingrich also said in those interviews that he took that tact on Bain Capital, and of course it didn't work. Romney's about to be the nominee here with a few more votes being cast. So I'm not sure what the Mitt Romney campaign is looking to get out of this event, except for fundraising dollars. I mean, he's going to need to have money in the bank in order to defeat Barack Obama, and that's what he wants to do. And we all know that Newt Gingrich is friends and was bankrolled by Shell Adelson out there in Nevada, and so I expect that there'll be some conversations. They'll try to raise some money, and that's what this is all about. Again, that's why Donald Trump is there, is because he wants the economy turned around. He thinks Barack Obama is the worst person to do it. He thinks that Mitt Romney can do it, and that's what he's doing there.
As you bring up Sheldon Adelson, the Vegas billionaire who helped fund Newt Gingrich's campaign all along, is now going to be taking a meeting with Mitt Romney. But is this the leadership vision that Mitt cast wants to be on stage? Donald Trump, so. Newt Gingrich?
No, listen, look, when we have primaries are about the fringe left and the fringe right. When you get into the general election, you want to run to the middle. This doesn't help him run to the middle. When you look at those two guys on stage, the people on the right love it, but the middle of America cringe. This is not the leadership, and this is also going to hurt Mitt Romney when he says he's an outsider, he's running against Washington. Newt Gingrich is Washington. He epitomizes Washington in that power vacuum. So I think this hurts him as he runs to the center and tries to get the nomination.